Sultan Said Khan ruled the state of Yarkand from September 1514 to July 1533. He was born in 1487 in Moghulistan and was a direct descendant of the first Moghul Khan, Tughlugh Timur, who had founded the state of Moghulistan in 1348. The Moghuls were turkicized Mongols who had converted to Islam. Some English sources refer to this ruler as Abusaid. Preface. When the Chagatai Ulus, which embraced both East and West Turkestan, collapsed, the result was the creation of two different states: Mavarana in West Turkestan, with its capital at Samarkand, where Timur the Great came to power in 1370, and Moghulistan, with its capital at Al-Maluk, near the present-day town of Galia, in the Ili Valley. Moghulistan embraced settled lands in eastern Turkestan as well as nomad lands north of Tangri Tar. The settled lands were known at the time as Manglisobia Mangalisua, which translates as shiny land, or advanced land which faced the sun. These lands included west and central Tarim oasis cities, such as Khotan, Yarkand, Jangi-Hisar, Kashgar, Aksu, and Uch Turpan, and hardly involved eastern Tangri Tar oasis cities, such as Kucha, Karasha, Turpan and Kumal, where a local Uyghur administration and Buddhist population still existed. The nomadic areas comprised the present Kyrgyzstan and part of Kazakhstan, including Jetasu, the area of 7 rivers. The ruler of Aksu, the Tughlugh Emir Puladchi, brought a young 18-year-old Tughlugh Timur from the Ili Valley in 1347, and in a Kurultai declared him a grandson of Tughlugh Khan, the great-grandson of Chagatai Khan and ruler of the Chagatai Khanate between 1282 and 1307. Puladchi forced all Moghuls to recognize Tughlugh as Khan. Khans from Chagatai, the second son of Genghis Khan, to Tughlugh Timur are known as Chagatai Khans, and from Tughlugh Timur to his descendants as Moghul Khans. Moghulistan existed around 100 years, and then split into 3 parts. Yarkand state, with its capital at Yarkand, which embraced all the settled lands of western Kashgaria. Still nomad Moghulistan, which embraced the nomad lands north of Tengri Tar, and Ughustan, which embraced the settled lands of eastern Kashgaria, Turpan and Kumal basins. The founder of Yarkand state was Mirza Abu Bakr, who was from the Tughlugh tribe. In 1465, he raised a rebellion, captured Yarkand, Kashgar, and Khotan, and declared himself an independent ruler, successfully repelling attacks by the Moghulistan rulers Yunus Khan and his son Ahmad Khan, or Ahmad Alak, named Alak Slaughterer, for his war against the Kalmyks. In 1462, Moghul Khan Dost Muhammad took residency in Aksu, denying nomad style of life, and as a result eastern Kashgaria cities, such as Aksu, Uch Turpan, by Kucha, Karasha, and also Turpan and Kumal, separated into eastern Khanate or Ughustan. Tughlugh emirs had ruled the country that lay south of Tangri Tar in the Tarim Basin from the middle of the 13th century, on behalf of Chagatai Khan and his descendants as the satellites. The first Tughlugh ruler who received lands directly from the hands of Chagatai was Amir Babdegna Tarkan. The capital of the emirate was Kashgar, and the country was known as Mamlakati Kashgar. Although the emirate, representing the settled lands of eastern Turkestan, was formerly under the rule of the Moghul Khans, the Tughlugh emirs often tried to put an end to the dependence and raised frequent rebellions, one of which resulted in the separation of Kashgar from Moghulistan for almost 15 years. Mirza Abu Bakr ruled Yarkand for 48 years, and his ruling was featured by creation of unique and highly effective penitentiary system that had no analogue in other countries. After discovering, by occasion, 29 large bowls filled with with gold, sand and silver coins. During excavation in the old city of Yarkand, Mirza Abu Bakr ordered to start excavations throughout the whole country, in all old cities of towns and in abandoned cities of Tughlugh and desert as well. To get workforce for performing of mass excavations, he used convicts, both males and females of any age. The place of site of excavation was named Karik, and numerous barracks for convicts and the guards were erected. Convicts were sent to Kariks by stages from all over the country, and excavation works were continuing the whole year without interruptions. Using this forced labor system, he collected during his reign very large amount of treasuries and became the owner of very rare and valuable things, some of them hundreds and thousands years old. In May 1514, Sultan Said Khan, grandson of Yunus Khan and the third son of Ahmad Khan, made an expedition against Kashgar from Andijan with only 5,000 tribesmen, and having captured the Yangi-Hisa citadel that defended Kashgar from South Road, took the city, dethroning Mirza Abu Bakr. Soon after, other cities of Yarkand state, Yarkand, Khotan, Aksu, and Turpan, joined him, and recognized Sultan Said Khan as a ruler, creating a union of 6 cities, called Altashar. Sultan Said Khan's sudden success is considered to be contributed to by the dissatisfaction of the population with the tyrannical rule of Mirza Abu Bakr, and the unwillingness of the Tughlugh Timirs to fight against a descendant of Chagatai Khan, and who decided, on the contrary, to bring the head of the slain ruler to Sultan Said Khan. This move put an end to almost 300 years of rule by the Tughlugh Timirs in the cities of West Kashgaria. Mirza Abu Bakr fled Yarkand for Ladakh with handful of his followers and 900 donkeys, loaded with his numerous treasuries, and being chased on his heels by Tughlugh Timirs and also Bala's emirs, sent by Sultan Said Khan. During flight he found that all garrisons that he previously deployed in Kashmir and Little Tibet were deserted by his troops, so he decided to get rid of treasuries, killed all 900 donkeys and dumped all treasuries into Karakash River in Karong Uttar Mountains. After that he wanted to surrender to Sultan Said Khan, but was captured and slaughtered by Tughlugh Timirs, who betrayed him. Achievements. At this time, almost all of West Turkestan was invaded by nomadic Uzbeks of Shaybani Khan, who were killing all the descendants of Timur the Great and Chagatai Khan. Sultan Said Khan saved his life when he moved to Kashgar with his nobles. In 1516, he concluded a peace agreement with his older brother Mansur Khan, the Moghul Khan of Chalish and Turpan, who died in 1543. As a result, the eastern part of the settled country south and partly north of Tangri Tar joined his state, including the cities of Baikucha, Chalish, Urim, Turpan, Kumul, and Suju, representing those lands of former Uguria that were known as the fifth Ulus of the Mongol Empire in the middle of the 13th century, because the former ruler of Uguria, Idikat Borchakatikan, married Altan Begi, the daughter of Genghis Khan, and was declared by Genghis as his fifth son in 1211. The historian Mirza Muhammad Hyder, in 1546, called this eastern part of the country the Eastern Khanate or Ughurstan in his famous book Tariq-i-Rashidi, written in Kashmir. The capital of this state was Yarkand, and it was known by the names Mamlakati Saidiya, Mamlakati Yarkand, and Mamlakati Moghulaliya in Iranian sources. The last name, however, was not accurate, because by this time the nomad state of Moghulistan had collapsed. It was eliminated during the 15th and 16th centuries by nomadic tribes of Kyrgyz, Kazakhs and Jungas, that captured all the Moghul lands north of Tangri Tar. The remnants of the Moghuls moved to Kashgaria and mixed with the local 1,000 Uyghur population, although a group of the Moghuls, in the amount of 30,000 men, joined named Babur, a descendant of Timur the Great through his father Omar Sheikh, and a descendant of Chagatai Khan through his mother Kutluk Naya Hanum, a daughter of the Moghul Yunus Khan in Kunduz in 1512, and helped him in his invasion of India. The Babur state in India was known as the Moghul Empire, and this state recognized Yarkand, as it did the Shaybanid state in Mavarana in 1538. Relations between Yarkand and Ming dynasty China were not developed, although the far eastern boundaries of Yarkand reached the Jiayuguan Pass at the western end of the Great Wall of China due to holy expeditions of Mansa Khan, including expeditions against the Sari Uyghurs, yellow-haired Uyghurs, called Uyghurs, that worshipped Tibetan Buddhism and took refuge in Gansu province of Ming China in 1529, fleeing the holy warriors of Mansa Khan. This situation can be partly explained by the full extinction of Silk Road trade by this time. Sultan Said Khan died on July 9, 1533, due to asthma, during a holy expedition against Ursang, Great Tibet with its capital Lhasa. The main purpose of this expedition was to destroy the idol temple of Ursang, later known as Patala Palace in Lhasa, and convert Tibetans to Islam. Before his death, during almost 20 years of ruling, he united all the settled country south of Tangri Tar, from Kashgar to Kumal, in one centralized state with a population of the same origin and language. Also, such mountainous regions as Kashmir and Bola became dependencies of Yarkand state, paid tributes and struck silver and gold coins under name Abul Fath Sultan Said Khan Ghazi. The contemporary writer Tughlugh Timur Mirza Muhammad Haidar stated that it was a time when the power of tyranny had been changed to the power of law and order during the rule of Sultan Said Khan. Theft of property was considered a high crime and was subject to severe punishment, including execution. Peasants were encouraged to leave the tools in the fields after work, and household owners to keep the doors of the houses unlocked. Foreign traders, upon arrival to any town, could leave the luggage dumped directly on the road and, after taking a rest for several days and returning, they could find the goods in the same place, safe and untouched. This country was later known as Kashgar and Moghulistan, according to book historian Mahmud ibn Vali. Kashgar historian Muhammad ibn Sadr Kashgari called the country Moghulistan in his book Traces of Invasion in 1780. He wrote that this great country embraced a union of 6 cities south of Tangri Tar: Kashgar, Jangihisa, Yarkand, Khotan, Aksu, and Uch Turpan, the so-called Altashar, as well as Kutcha, Chalish, Turpan and Kumal. According to him, the country collapsed not due to attacks by external enemies, but due to the personal ambitions of its religious leaders, the Khojas. The Khojas were divided into 2 hostile groups that hated and killed each other, the Aktaliks and the Karataliks, who deposed one of the last Moghul Khans, Ismail Khan, in 1678, with the help of invited Karmiks, and put the whole country under the foot of future invaders, including Dzungas and Jings, for gaining personal powers. Sultan Said Khan was succeeded in Yarkand by his son, Abdur Rashid Khan, who ruled from 1533 to 1560. Genealogy of Chagatai Khanate, in Babyanama written by Babur, page 19, chapter 1, described genealogy of his maternal grandfather Yunus Khan as, Yunus Khan descended from Chagatai Khan, the second son of Klanges Khan, Yunus Khan, son of Wais Khan, son of Shah Ali Oktan, son of Muhammad Khan, son of Khizd Khwaja Khan, son of Tughlugh Timur Khan, son of Aisan Bugha Khan, son of Dawa Khan, son of Barak Khan, son of Yesuntawa Khan, son of Muatu Khan, son of Chagatai Khan, son of Chingiz Khan. Research project by Dr. Abdul Rauf Mughal Chagatai Khan.